Hello.
Hello. What happened to. He was right here. He was right here. He's back. There he is. You left me suddenly.
I don't know how that
I was
happened.
bereft with in my Dawniless existence.
That's hard. That's hard. How are you today?
Baruch Hashem. Except I'm still coughing.
Oh no.
Yeah, Hashgacha Pratis. You are meant to hear me cough as we study Gemara.
Amazing. Extra star.
Extra.
Uh,
Um,
I
I,
think we
yeah.
should start from like the last line of Rashi on the page, or Shim Vivanasi on the Gemara, like right below the last
Which
line.
page? Vav
Above them in
A?
base. I think that's where we should start. I think that makes sense.
Okay, so you want to start with the Rashi? Which Rashi?
No, it's just like it's a good way. It's the last. If you go to the last Rashi, the top line below the last Rashi, Rishim Vivanasi. It's the last word on the page is Rabbi.
The last line in the Gemara below the Rashi?
Yes, like right below the last Rashi, it says Reb Shimon ben Asya.
Aha. Reb Shimon ben Manasseh אומר, שניים שבאו לפניך לדין, עד שלא תשמע דבריהם, או משתשמע דבריהם, ואי אתה יודע להיכן דין נוטה, אתה רשאי לומר להן צאו ויצאו.
Right.
משתשמע דבריהם, ואתה יודע להיכן הדין נוטה, אי אתה רשאי לומר להם צאו ויצאו. שנאמר פוטר מים ראשית מדון, ולפני התגלה הריב, נטוש קודם. This verse was, I barely know what the words in this verse mean.
Where is this verse?
Where is this verse?
Mishlei.
Good question.
Famous pasuk in Mishlei.
Famous pasuk in Mishlei. What pasuk in Mishlei? We can look it up.
It's Yud Zayin. Parak Yud Zayin. Let me see. Where is it?
Mishlei for our not so Hebrew friends is Proverbs. Was it 17:13?
I don't see a verse. I just see the chapter.
What chapter?
17.
17? Yeah, I think I had it open from last week, but let's.
What does this mean? Talmud velotihe Galmud. What does Galmud mean?
He's Israeli. Who knows?
I don't know what Galmud means.
Tilmod velotihe Galmud. I think Galmud means like a idiot.
I'm so jealous because he's making a pun. I love puns.
It's modern Hebrew. It's a made up language. It's not real.
How come Yoav doesn't join our Talmud streams?
Good question. Good question. Meshiv ra'a tachat tova lo tamush ra'a mibeito. Is that the right verse?
No, it's Poter Mayim Rashis Madon Lifnei Hiskala Hariv Nitosh.
Oh, so that's verse 14. Poter mayim reshit. The beginning of strife is letting out water. Is like letting out water. Poter mayim reshit madon velifnei hitgala hariv netosh. Therefore, leave off contention before it breaks out.
So the water is being used as a metaphor for a fight.
I guess. Let me see what the commentary
means alone. Very cool.
What did he say?
It means alone, he says.
Aha.
So therefore, if you learn, you're not alone, I guess. That's great. I love it.
Ich weiß nicht, as they say in modern Hebrew.
That reminds me of the Gemara in Bava Basra that says Chavrusa Ome Susa.
Yes, that's also in modern Hebrew. Poter mayim reshit madon hamatchil b'meriva hu kepoteach chor begidrei agfei amat hamayim v'hamayim yotzim bo והחור הולך ומרחיב. כן המדון הולך וגדל תמיד. So somebody who opens up a fight is like someone who creates a hole in a dam, and as the water comes out, it just gets worse and worse.
Right. So Poter Mayim Rashis Madon. So Vilifnei Hiskala Hariv Natosh. And before the dispute is revealed, you can abandon it.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that would be where you can do a compromise. But once the dispute is clarified, then or once it's clear which direction it's going in, at that point you can no longer just have a compromise. It has to actually be adjudicated.
Yeah. קודם שנתגלה הריב, אתה יכול לנטשו.
Oh, it says it.
שנתגלה הריב, אי אתה יכול לנטשו.
Right.
וריש לקיש אמר, שניים שבאו לדין, אחד רך ואחד קשה, עד שלא תשמע דבריהם, או משתשמע דבריהם, ואתה יודע להיכן דין נוטה, אתה רשאי לומר להם, אין אני נזקק לכם, שמא נתחייב חזק, ונמצא חזק רודפו. משתשמע דבריהם, ואתה יודע להיכן הדין נוטה, אי אתה יכול לומר להם, איני נזקק לכם, שנאמר, לא תגורו מפני איש. רבי יהושע בן קורחה אומר, מניין לתלמיד שיושב לפני רבו, וראה זכות לעני וחובה לעשיר, מניין שלא ישתוק, שנאמר, לא תגורו מפני איש. I mean, it's bringing up various advice for judges, and prohibitions. Rabbi Chanan Omer, lo tachnis divrecha mipnei ish, v'yeh edim yodim et mi hen meidin.
I think it's separate. That's a separate statement. So I think that ends the price. Or Chanan Omer lo tachnis divrecha v'nei ish. Do not withhold your words because of the ish, meaning the rav. This is interesting. These two and from Rishon ben Karcha, because we know there are other places in Chazal where it talks about if you do, like, didn't Shmuel talk in front of Eli, the Paskin, and then Eli wanted to kill him, as an example. Meaning this mimer here is talking about a situation where the Rav is getting something wrong, but there are other places where I'm not saying it was a situation where the rabbi was getting it wrong, but when the Talmud spoke out in front of the Rebbe, like Shmuel and Eli wanted to actually kill Shmuel for that. So, like, I'm just saying it's interesting to see the range of possibilities when it comes to it's clearly a severe issue to speak out in front of a rabbi, but here if it's saying if the rabbi's getting it wrong, you can speak out. It's just interesting.
Yeah, and Cholkin covered Lorav, as they say. Yeah. Hamshech habraita. Be edim yodim et mi ham meidin. I'll stop what you call it. Cheating. Ish. Edim yodim et mi ham meidin. ולפני מי הם מעידן, ומי עתיד לפרע מהם, שנאמר ועמדו שני האנשים אשר להם הריב לפני השם, ויהיו הדיינים יודעים את מי הם דנים, ולפני מי הם דנים, ומי עתיד לפרע מהם, שנאמר אלוקים ניצב בעדת כל, וכן ביושפט, הוא אומר, ויאמר אל יושפט, ראו מה אתם עושים, כי לא לאדם תשפטו כי אם להשם. שמא יאמר הדיין, מה לי בצר הזה? תלמוד לומר עמכם בדבר משפט. אין לו לדיין אלא מה שעיניו רואות, היכי Demi Gamer Din. Hechi
So that's the
Demi.
next. So that's the next piece. So that finishes in line elamash in avros. So got it. This
He has
is
to do what
I
he
like.
has to do.
What do you say?
He has to do what he has to do.
Right. But this is interesting because like it is when you're in a position of power, right? If you're like, you're president of a country, let's say, and you have a lot of power. In a way, you're opening yourselves up to a lot of responsibility, and you could argue maybe you shouldn't do that because I'm opening myself up to so much potential responsibility. But here it's saying, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yep.
Okay, Hechik David Gemar Din, go for it.
What does that mean? Hechidami Gamardin.
So
how is this
we
like
said before,
Gemardin?
we were talking about once a case hits Gamardin, then you can no longer compromise. So it's asking what's that point where it hits Gamardin, where you can no longer do a compromise.
Amar Rav Yehuda Amar Rav. Ish ploni ata chayav, ish ploni ata zakai. Amar Rav halacha ke Rabbi Yeshua. Ben korcha. What does that mean?
What does that mean? Regarding what? What did Rishon Karcha say before?
Ich weiß nicht.
Rishon Karcha was the one who said before about Minayin l'talmud shesh l'rabba v'ro eschos l'ani v'chov l'ashir. Like if he sees a reason to
if it's an ani, he has to speak up. But I guess if it's an asher, he doesn't.
No, something is weird about that. What does that mean? V'ro eschos l'ani. Let's look at Rashi. Is there Rashi for that? Here, Shiyoshin l'fnei Rabo, Ubadin l'fnei Rabo, v'lo l'fanav, v'ra Talmud schus la'ani v'chov la'ashir, v'rabo ta b'din. It's so weird. Like, why are we specifically talking about? Shouldn't the why does the economic bracket matter? If you're getting the din,
It matters because it matters. Obviously, what do you call it?
Isn't there a verse in Mishpatim that talks about
right, that you have to do justice even to an ani, but you also have to you have a special chiyuv to the ani. You have a special chiyuv to the ani.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so we're saying, is this the place Rishua ben Karcha? Is there another place where we mentioned Rishua ben Karcha before this? Or is that the only din we mentioned Rishua ben Karcha? Wait, there's another.
Rabbeinu Art says Shamar mitzvah l'tzah.
Yeah, on the top of the page we have one where it says Rishua ben Karcha Omar mitzvah l'tzah. Right. Okay, so we're talking about that piece. That basically it is a priority to try to coordinate a compromise and not go to court.
Ini, is it so?
Mm-hmm.
Vaha Rav Huna Talmidei the Rav Hava V'ki Hava Atu Lekame the Rav Huna Amar Lahu Idina Beito I Pshara Beito.
Right. So if you want a judgment, I'll give you a judgment. If you want a compromise, I'll give you a compromise. So he's basically throwing it up in the air for them to decide.
Oh, Be'itu is desire, ask for. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I was thinking Hebrew Be'ito.
Yeah.
Okay. My mitzvah, Nami Dekamar Rabbi Yoshua ben Karcha.
What is mitzvah then? Mitzvah l'meimra lehu. Idin bito ipshar bito. What? Oh. Let's see Rashi at the top. Mitzvah l'meimer hu bereisha idana beito ipshar beito depachsinan depachsinan.
The Dayan has a chiyuv to ask.
Right, to mention it. So it's not saying that he's not saying that he should put it on the table. It's not saying he should actually sort of seal the deal or push for it.
Yeah. Hainu Tanakama Ika Beinehu.
That's the question. How did Tanakama? If that's the case, and then how is it different? Yeshua Karcha different than Tanakama?
Mm-hmm.
So we say Ika Benayu. There is a difference. What's the difference? Ika Benayu mitzvah. There's a difference in the mitzvah. Yeshua Karcha savar mitzvah. Tanakama savar rishus.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. And I guess the halacha is according to Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha that there's mitzvah.
Oh yeah, at this point, but now we're gonna ask another question. We might change it again because now we say Hainu de Shimon ben Asya. That's now it's the same din as Shimon ben Asya.
Mm-hmm.
So Gemara answers Ikubenayu Mishtama Devrayim Bata Yidei Alhechan Hadin Noteh Iyatar Shai Lomar Lehen Su Butsu. The question is, once you heard where the case is going, are you then allowed to then still offer a compromise? So Shimon ben Asya, see Rashi says Ikubenayu Mishtama Devrayim Latanakama Afilu Shama Devrayim Rashai Lipsoa. The Tanakama holds you could even after you hear their words, you could still offer a compromise. Until it's actually the din is set, you can ask for a compromise. So according to Shimon ben Asya, once you hear the case, even if it's not the final ruling hasn't been applied, you can no longer offer a compromise.
I see.
Shara ben Asadim Tova. A compromise between a party in favor of the courts and witnesses. Wait, his name is Nachshon? Am I getting his name right?
Whose name is that, Nachshon?
Right here on the screen.
On the screen.
First name or last name, Nachshon?
Yaron Nachshon. Yeah.
I haven't seen him.
Shara Bain had Stadim, Tova Ma'arkaot Ve'edim. Compromise between a party in favor of court. That's not how the Gemara sees it here, at least. Yaron Nachshon.
Thanks for joining.
Yes, you're welcome, sir. Although I have to say.
What?
I don't believe that's what the Gemara is saying here, but I could believe ultimately that's the halacha.
Why? No, it is saying it's better. Isn't that what we're saying?
I'm not saying Pshara is better. It's saying if you want,
saying it's a mitzvah,
I'll give you a Pshara. If you want din, I'll give you din.
No, but it's saying it's a mitzvah to offer
to put it on the table.
So that would indicate that Yaron is correct, wouldn't it? That would indicate that.
That is.
If it's a mitzvah,
that it's a mitzvah to give them that option tells you that's better. In fact, I think that's what they're arguing over, whether or not it's actually a thing.
Interesting.
Yaron says that there is the halacha and there is life. I mean, that's the point of the halacha, is for there to be life. Ubacharta b'chaim.
Amen.
Okay.
So now we're going back to the conversation of Berach Niyat Hashem, which is that someone who praises a Niyat is cursing Hashem. Upliga der Rav Tamchon ben Chanile. Lo mikra lo nemar bikra ze ela keneged ma'aseh egel. Shenemar vayar Aaron v'yimazbeach lefanav. That this pasuk was said regarding the egel, where it says vayar Aaron, he saw the mizbeach, and he saw the egel, and he built the mizbeach.
Which pasuk? The pasuk of that we looked up in Proverbs?
No, this is a pasuk in my parsha, Kisisa.
Which pasuk?
Vayar Aaron vayivam mizbeach lefanav.
Fine, but he's saying,
Oh.
Lo ne'amar mikra zeh ela keneged ma'aseh egel.
Right. So Rashi says, "Mikra zeh ubetzeh berach." The pasuk we said earlier on about if you praise a compromiser.
Uh-huh.
Oh, so it's calling Aaron like because he compromised and built the mizbeach. So it says Rashi, "Ela keneged ma'aseh egel." She'asa Aaron pshara beino lebein atzmo. He made a compromise between himself. And he basically made a rationale for them to do this for the egel. I'm assuming his rationale was, I think, to like kind of.
There are various explanations for to give Moshe Rabbeinu more time to so that it wasn't him himself. He put the gold into the fire and it came out by itself, right? But no, the rabbis are very harsh on Aaron about all.
And also to build Aaron's case more, Rashi continues. Haben mehazivoach lefanav shehargo es Chor al shelo asalhem. So Chor was already killed because he didn't do it. So Aaron didn't have the greatest of options at the moment. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Mara, the Gemara says. So what did Aaron see to make this calculation? Amar of Binyamin Bar Yefes, Amar Elazar, Ra Chor shezvach lefanav. Oh, he saw Chor who
was murdered
before him. It's interesting to use the term of zavuach.
Yeah,
getting murdered. Okay, because also the Gemara always uses the term of I don't know how to pronounce it. Kuftaf tes lamed katel, or that's the usual term I see when it talks about death and killing.
Well, that's Aramaic.
Oh.
First of all, second, I think that Vayiven Mizbeach is in the pasuk, and they understand it. He understood the death.
Oh.
Right? They're darshaning it in a Chassidish taich.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, craziest thing, but you just reminded me. Do you know what the word taich means?
I have no idea.
I had no idea either. I figured it was a German word, and it kind of sort of is, but I thought it was German to translate. Do you know where it comes from?
No.
Deutsch. Yeah. So in Yiddish, people would say, what's the Teich? What's the Deutsch? How do you say it in German?
No way.
Can you believe it?
Get out. Howie, what's your source? What's your source for this?
That's where the word Teich comes from.
Where did you dream this up?
I looked on the internet and Rabbeinu Internet's told me.
That's amazing. That's actually amazing.
It was like, oh my God.
That's crazy, actually. Wow.
Isn't it?
Wow. It was worth all of our streams just for that. That's crazy. What's the Deutsch? That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Okay.
And we use it as a verb. Teich,
right.
Teich, you know?
Right. How do you teich this up?
Yeah, teich this up.
Right.
You Deutsch it up. You make it German.
That's crazy.
Rahman al-Islam.
That's crazy.
These Ashkenazim, I tell you.
No, but you know what's interesting about that? It just shows how strong our like European lineage is. Like the fact that a term like that is. Meaning, when I was in first grade, they would say the teich of a word. Like,
yeah, of course.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, so you know what happened was I thought, so I figured it must be a German word because obviously it's not Hebrew, right? So we have our Germans in the PVK sphere, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, so teich means to translate to one of them, and right? And he's like, no, I have no idea what this word means.
Crazy.
And so I went and looked it up.
But how did it get from Deutsch to teich? How did that happen?
Because Yiddish was Deutsch. And they understood that at the very beginning. So it was to translate to Deutsch. Give me the Deutsch, give me the Deutsch, give me the German. But
Right.
over hundreds of years,
it got changed.
yeah, the people started calling them Deutsch, Mama Lashon, and Yiddish.
Right.
It's
Crazy.
yeah, Mama Lashon.
Wild. Wild.
No, but I mean, to be very clear about the other side, obviously Rashi and the Tosfot were in Ashkenaz. The like Yidden for 1,000 years were living in German lands.
Right.
You know, and that's where a lot of our great teachers and great academies, like the Tosafists, like I mean, you're not talking about individuals; you're talking about whole schools.
Right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, by the way, about how we have so many amazing books and svarim from these Rishonim that passed down for dozens of generations. Sometimes I wonder, like, were there more books lost? Because it's a miracle that we have these books. Like Rashi was written 1,900 years ago. Like the fact that we still have, like, were there more books lost than the ones we have? Because it would seem to
I'm sure there were books lost, but look, we've had a scribal culture for thousands of years, where the highest, the most important members of our community are the scribes.
Right.
And preserving what's written, it's considered like one of the most important things in our thing. And with the Genizas, there's a reason why, like, we find these Genizas. The Cairo Geniza is amazing. They found, like, they've been using computers to map.
Cairo Geniza, what does that even mean? Where is that?
So the Cairo Geniza is actually in Fustat, which was outside of Cairo. There was a Karaite shul, right? Where when a shul is supposed to have a place where people bring their Geniza, right? And after a while, it gets buried.
Right.
Except this shul, nobody ever bothered to bury anything.
Right.
And so when it was found about 100 and some years ago, what was in this Geniza, it's called the Cairo Geniza, but it was the shul was in Fustat. So now computers are going through the fragments and finding the fragments that were written in the Rambam's own hand.
Wow. Wow.
Because now it can match his handwriting.
Right.
So we have mamish holographs from the Rambam.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Isn't it?
It's really remarkable. I just don't understand how even with what you're saying, without the printing press, because these things were done before the printing press. Like, to me, that's remarkable.
We're talking about holographs. We're talking he mamish beyond Kudsho wrote on paper.
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's really amazing. No, it's a miracle. I'm saying that to have documents passed down for 500 years before the printing press, that's remarkable. I sort of like take the Torah for granted in a way, which I shouldn't, but I take it for granted because that's like the most important text, right? So that got passed down like flawlessly, so to speak. But these other texts, the fact that we were able to maintain them is really amazing.
So you heard what happened to his commentary on the Mishnah on the Mishnah?
The
Rambam's commentary on the Mishnah.
No.
So he was 24 or 25. He wrote a commentary on the Mishnah.
Yeah.
So obviously it's the 6 orders of the Mishnah, right? Yeah. Shisha Siddur Mishnah. And his son inherited it. And after a few hundred years, they decided to split it into 6 parts. And like the inheritors, so it was 6 different families who had the different 6 different orders,
Yeah.
And some of them ended up starting selling it, right? So if I remember correctly, 2 of the orders are in the Israeli National Museum, 2 are in the British Museum, and 2 were lost. Something like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but this is his commentary written in his own hand.
Amazing.
Can you imagine inheriting from the Rambam
It's amazing.
his commentary to the Mishnah?
Yeah. It's crazy. It's amazing how much these people wrote. It's unbelievable.
Unfortunately, I think the commentary on Sanhedrin was lost, on Nezikin was lost, because like his commentary on Perek Chelek, that is the source for the 13 articles of Jewish faith.
Right, right.
In a very real sense, you could say that page, if they can find it. Let me ask Rock if his commentary to Nezikin is still is the holographic it's the holographic version of the Rambam's commentary on Perek Chelek still extant, and who has it? Because like I mean it's so National Library of Israel holds it's in the Israeli National Library.
The Zionists.
What? The Zionists, yes. If only they actually believed it. Hashem Yerachem Aleinu. And by the way, for anybody who may be watching this and wondering how the Talmud got to be so long, because these types of tangents are an inherent part of Talmudic study.
True.
There's a reason why the Talmud goes off on tangents, because that's what as a Jew you must do.
Exactly. All right. So we're up to what did Aaron see? So Amar Yamriyav is Amar Lezer Ra Chor Shezavach Lefanav. So he saw Chor was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
So Amar, so he said to himself, Ilo Shamina Lahu Hashta Avdu Li Kedavdu Bechor. So if I just don't if I refuse, they're just going to kill me as well. Umekayim B, and they're going to be Mekayim through me, I guess. Im Yarog b'mikdash Hashem Kohen v'Navi.
No, that verse will be. Yeah.
That what's the verse? The verse is in where?
That verse is in Eicha, base
20.
Yeah.
Got it. V'lo havi to the kantalolam, and they're never going to be able to basically come back from that. Muto del egel. It's better for them to do the egel. Efshel havi tata b'tshuva. Oh wow! So he had a whole calculation here.
I have to correct myself. Nezikin and Kodshin are held by the University of Oxford.
So when are we going?
To the University of Oxford?
Yeah, for our CM, we'll go to the University of Oxford.
For the Rambam's commentary on thing? Bli neder. Okay.
So interesting. So basically, he was making a calculation of what he would have been killed, then they would have no chance of repentance.
Yeah.
Okay. Says Rashi. So that's what ended up happening, and that's what the verse of Eicha is referring to. They ended up killing Zechariah, and the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed because there's no coming back from when you kill a Navi.
And Cohen. Yep.
Okay. Now we're going back to Vahani Tanai.
La'ola mutav delib du le'egel. Efshar havya lahu tkanta b'tshuva. Okay, v'hai tonight. Okay.
So we're going back on this pasuk about Poter Mayim Reishis Madon because that's what Rishon ben Asya, his. We have to go back. What did Rishon ben Asya say? He said that he quoted that pasuk in Proverbs about Poter Mayim Reishis Madon Notash, that basically without your, as long as you don't know where the case is going, once you know where the case is going, you can no longer push for a compromise. So that's what we're up to here, and we're trying to figure out what do they do with this verse because he used that for his opinion. But what does the Tanakama and Shmuel ben Karcha do with this verse? So Vahani tonight, Poter Mayim Reishis Madon, my Darshu Bey, Kinder of Hamuna. The Amar Ravuna ain't Chilas Dino Shel Adam Nidot Ella Al Divrei Torah. The beginning of a judgment of a person al divrei Torah. Shnamar Poter Mayim Reishis Madon. So releasing the water, Reishis Madon, is in water refers to Torah, is the beginning of judgment. So let's see what Rashi says. Chilas dino le'asad lavo al divrei Torah shelo osek b'Torah. That's interesting because it kind of goes against the Gemara in Shabbos, right? There's a Gemara in Shabbos that says that the first thing that you're judged upon is if you did business honestly. Oh, Tosfos talks about that.
He does.
So Tosfos says, El Divrei Torah, V'adarim Parakam B'Likin Sholem Lo Nisus V'Nes B'Amuna. Right. Marakuba Itim LaTorah. Hasam B'Adam Shosek B'Torah Mai. We're dealing with someone who is Osek B'Torah. El Shlo Kavei Itim, but he's not Kavei Itim. V'Hachamari Kishalo Osek Klal. He's not Osek B'Torah at all. I don't understand. So what is that answer? So Hasam over there in Shabbos, we're talking about someone who's Osek B'Torah.
So somebody who is Osek B'Torah, they ask him, did you...
Oh, were you Kavei Itim? Oh, they want to know where you Kavei Itim. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so the first question, even if I guess they don't ask him, they know...
They know he learned. Right.
Yeah. Did he learn it all? If he didn't learn anything at all, they're like, hey, no.
Right. Got it. Inami, the second answer is Shalom lo tchila maso matan be'emuna. But the din, like the judgment, first happened on the divrei Torah. So that's the So the first din so the first question they're gonna ask you is about you how you work, but your first
judgment
will be on the Torah. Okay. Amar of Huna. He is going to give another shot in this verse. Hi Tigra Dumya Litzinura de Bitka de Maya. Tigra means a fight. So this argument is comparable to a conduit. De Bitka. It says here formed by a gush of water. Came in the Ravach.
The Maya.
So Kevin Ravach, once it gets wider, it will continue to get wider. Oh, so it's saying that's how machlokas works. As soon as the machlokas starts, I guess it keeps getting wider and wider, something along those lines.
Yeah. Kevin the Ravach.
Abaye Kshisha Amar. Who's Abaye Kshisha? Is that not Abaye?
No, I think, what is it? What is Rabbeinu?
By Kshisha?
Hazaken.
Oh, interesting. Dome Lagud de Gamla. It's compared to a plank in a new bridge. Kaven to come. Once it becomes firm, it remains firm. Interesting. So these are very different analogies. Oh, you know who probably has a heyday on this?
The Ben Ish Chai?
He probably has a heyday on this. The two, like, what are the two differences on this analogy? This is classic, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah.
Is there one other shot here? I think it's going to keep going on this topic. The next whole piece is like a long agadot that's going to keep going.
Let me see what the Ben Ish Chai has to say. Ben Yehoyada on Sanhedrin.
The Danish boy who stuck his finger into the dam. I don't know this story.
It's a good story.
You know the story?
Of course, it's a very famous story. You don't know the story?
No, I don't.
Famous story of the little Dutch boy who stuck his finger in the dam and then he couldn't take it out because if he were to take it out, then whatchamacallit? Then it would so he was stuck.
Interesting.
Okay. So did we read Ve'imachem B'dvar Mishpat?
Yeah.
On the base?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
You have,
starts.
to open it up to share your screen. Don't be so greedy.
I will open it up and I will stop being so greedy.
Also, you know what you should do? Can you actually like text me the link to it so we should like easily be able to have a place that we can pull it up easily.
I can even put it into the chat.
Perfect. Because then I'll grab it and then I'll save it for next time. So it's easy.
I'll put it into the chat and I will text. Do I have Danielle Shalom in my Danielle Shalom? There you are. And your phone number ends with my childhood zip code.
Oh, very cool.
That's a very good phone number you have for a Yid.
I know. Yeah. I know.
How'd you get that one? Did you have to pay special?
I have a very serious Jewish mother who takes things very seriously. So when I was a young boy and I got my first phone, she came home. I still remember.
Yeah.
Like, Donnie, you got to see what number I got you. And that was that. And then the rest of my life is history. That was the moment when I realized everything.
It was all hashgacha pratis.
You know, I have a joke with my mother about how because she's very much like a real Jewish mother.
Yeah.
And she'll like get involved in a lot and kind of everything, and even my phone number. And I joke with her all the time about how like if it's like on a Sunday or if it's like after 5 p.m. I always say to her, you're off the clock. You can't make a comment now. It's not, you have only 9 to 5. That's my
on
joke.
Sundays?
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't work. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you a story. So way back when, I'm a lot older than you. We didn't have cell phones. I had a pager.
Yeah.
Right. And the way I trained my mom that she can't page me anytime she wants is I wouldn't call unless I would give it some time. I wouldn't let her page me like, she gets me. Right. But it was spring break, freshman year in college. Yeah. And we decided to go down to TJ. Okay. Right. For spring break.
Yeah.
So it's a whole week. I'm going down to Mexico. And I'm like, well, it's not going to work in Mexico. Right.
Right.
So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? But whatever. So I turned off my pager for a whole week and she didn't notice. So then I'm at my parents' house and I'm sitting in front of my mom and I said, Mom, last week was spring break and I went down to Mexico with my friends. She's like, you went down to Mexico? I'm like, yeah. She's like, for a week? I'm like, yes. And she's like, You could have been killed, and she's losing her mind. I'm like, Mom, if I had told you before I went,
Right.
I am sitting in front of you and you're losing your mind.
Exactly.
What would you have done for that entire week I was in Mexico?
Hysterical.
I still tell her this story constantly because it's like, Mom, there's a reason I don't tell you things.
So funny. It's hilarious. Unbelievable.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Let's do some Torah. Ein techilas dino. Now you have me doing it. Ein techilat dino shel adam nidon ela al divrei Torah shenemar poter mayim reshit mado. Nireh li b'siyata d'shmaya nidon ikar al esek Torah sheba al peh sheba yada haderech asher yelech ba.
Wow.
First and foremost, we're talking about Torah Shabbat Peh, the oral Torah, because that's what lets you know how to live life. Ve'et ha'ma'aseh asher yaseh v'yadua ki Torah Shabbat Peh kara Zechariah Hanavi alav shalom b'shem Megala? Yeah?
I guess it's what it's a Gemara in Erevin. The Sefer Isi Vigini Megillah Afa.
Megillah Afa. I guess Megillah. Okay. So Baal Peh is Megillah. Okay. Vehine kodem otiot madon yesh otiot Megillah.
So the Mem is the Lamed, the Dalet is the Hay, Dalet is the Gimel, the Vav is the Hay, and the Nun is the Mem. Right.
Right. Lezeh Amar Nidon al Divrei Torah shehi Torah Shabal Peh sheyesh ba esek umasa umatan bedvarim shneimar poter mayim zu Torah shehi reshit madon retzono lomar Torah Shabal Peh shenikra Megillah shehi ramuza bereshit otiot madon Hine al zot yeh reshit madon shelo. Okay, I mean, if he says so, I don't know how he went from. I guess techila is reversing the letters one. Yes. Okay. Uma shehikshu hatosfot zal. So now he has a parish on your tosfot. Ma de amrina begamara de shalem otot chila nasata v'natata be'emuna v'achar kach amar lo kivata itin letorah yesh lomar b'siyata d'shmaya nasata v'natata be'emuna hakavana hi al esek Torah sheba'al peh שגם זה העסק נקרא משא ומתן, כמו שאמרו רבותינו ז"ל, שיודע ליסה וליטן בדברי תורה, ואומרים באמונה רצון לומר בכוונה לשמה, ולא להתגדל או לקנטר, וכל דבר התלוי בכוונת הלב נקרא אמונה, כי אינו ניכר לעיני
So he's trying to say the Masa Matan Bemuna could be also part of Isaac Torah, basically.
He's saying that Torah Shabal Peh, because it is practical, right? It's Masa Matan Be'emuna.
Yeah.
Right? That's what makes it Torah Shabal Peh, because it's actually what you're doing in your real life and in how you live your life.
Right.
Right?
There's no English translation. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, we could be better about actually translating to English.
Yeah, we should be better about it. Logic Right. Oh, you put it in English too. Wow.
What?
The oral law precedes the written law because it determines the law. The time has come for the oral law. The time. Interesting. Okay. Hi Tigra Demaya Sinor de Bikla Demaya, Kaven de Ravach Ravach. Nearly Bisiat Shmaya, Hakavana, Kaven de Ravach Lemata. So let's see if I could try to be more better about translating the words. Nearly, so it appears to me Bisiat Shmaya, with the help of God. Hakavana, the intention here is Kaven de Ravach Lemata.
I think revach here he means earn, to earn.
To earn, okay.
Yeah.
Bein b'nei Adam, Revach lamala bein hamalachim. There's a revach, there's a profit above between the angels. Shenivru mischuyos shel zeh, because the angels are created when someone does like a good deed. Bein hamalachim shenivru mischuyos shel zeh. That when there's peace in the lower realm, there's peace in the upper realms.
Right, because when you have a din with din Torah with another person, it's like your schus and his schus is fighting in the heavens.
But wait, go back up for 1 second. So how does that make sense though? I thought this is saying that once it widens, the dispute once you have the dispute gets bigger, it just keeps getting bigger, basically.
Yeah, but I think
he's like going a spin on it.
I think he's teaching the word ravach. Why is it using the word ravach? Right? That a person has a, like, how does it spread? How does it get bigger? It gets bigger because the person has malachim that shenivro mischuyot shazeh, right? So it's his revach. It's what that person has gotten from his schut that is causing there to be an enlarging of the fight.
Right, but he's changing the basic interpretation of the Gemara, though. That's the problem.
I don't know that he's changing the interpretation. He's just giving it he's giving it a more spiritual.
No, but he's just saying the opposite way. Say that when you have discord between yourselves and there's discord in the angels in heaven, he should say it that way, in that direction. Not, he's saying it in the positive way, and the Gemara is saying it in a negative way. That's all I'm trying to point out.
Yeah, no, he's not saying it in a positive way. It's not a good thing that there's a disagreement.
I'm like reading into it. You're saying he's saying this is the status quo, and obviously it goes negative and positive. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and I mean, Osa Shalom bin Romav, right? This is something Kabbalists talk a lot about. Like, what does it mean that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Osa Shalom bin Romav?
Right.
That he causes peace between the angels and the schuyot of various people.
Right.
Okay. Dame Laguda de Galma. Did we get this?
It's compared to a bridge. That once the structure is up, it's going to be settled.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
This is what he's saying here. This is classic. Go for it.
Kasha ma ba lahosef abaye mashmaut be'ele hadvarim shel dimyon zeh. Right? What's he adding? Okay, he's saying something, but what's he adding? Venirali b'sviyata d'shmaya. Kavanato lomar kevan dehurgalu beriv na'asit hamariva etzlam teva. What he's saying is that when people get into fights, it becomes natural for them to be in a state of fighting. That even if they talk about other things, it's still going to have this seal of disagreement and conflict with them. Kamosha Amru al Sanheriv, Sichato Riv. Like the rabbis explain about Sanheriv, his name, that even when he spoke, it was all fighting, it was all conflict. Ken hem kasher yidabru ish im re'ehu o im misharto. That similarly, a person who speaks to his peers or people who serve him, lasot lo esek, sichato tihieriv. He's similarly going to just everything he speaks about is going to be conflictual. Shenira le'enei haroim meriv imo, that it's going to seem like he's fighting with people. V'zeu sha'amar kevan dekam kam, and that's what he means that when it's established, it's established.
Right.
Ken zeh hariv kam etzlo v'naseh teva. So
Right.
he's become a person who, is very.
So basically, the first thing is talking about how this dispute gets bigger and bigger, and here it's talking about how it changes your inner world. Basically, it's more about the person, not about the dispute. It's more. It's like in yeshiva we would say, is it tali on the chayfetz of the gavra, right? Like this is like more about the person themselves and not the situation.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. That's a good. I like that shot.
Okay.
Should we keep going in Gemara, or should we close for the day? It's up to you.
Where were we in the Gemara?
It's gonna go into more Agada today.
We got to the 2 dots.
Yeah.
Two dots is usually a good place to stop.
Yeah. I used to say a joke. I mean, I pretty much still say it, but I used to say it in yeshiva more often. When someone was like having a really bad day and in a bad mood, I would say, "Don't worry, it gets easier after the 2 dots."
I'm just wondering where the Rambam's commentary ended up, the 6 orders, because I mean, honestly, I kind of understand. So the holograph manuscript of his commentary on the Mishnah was originally complete in 6 volumes, one for each of the 6 orders of the Mishnah. Over time, the family divided it into separate sections, and not all have survived. 5 of the 6 orders are extant in autograph form today, while the 6th, Taharat, is lost. It disappeared in Syria centuries ago. Here's the current location of each. Seder Zorayim is in Oxford. Seder Moed is in the National Israel Library of Israel. Seder Noshim is in the National Library of Israel. These 2 orders, Moed and Noshim, are bound together in one manuscript acquired in the early 20th century from Damascus via Rabbi Yaakov Moshe Toledano and later the Sassoon collection. They should live and be well and have the schar for doing such great things. Seder Nezikin is in Oxford. This volume also includes Kodshim with Maimonides' own marginal glosses and corrections on the okay, very nice. Seder Kodshim is also in Oxford. So 3 are in Oxford, 2 are in Israel, and one of them was lost.
Wow. Which one was lost?
Taurus.
Can
you imagine? Taurus was lost.
What should I do? I'm thinking about doing another stream, Jacob. I'm debating between the Ramban on the Parsha or the Medrash Rabbah.
What happened to your Ein Yaakov?
I ditched Ein Yaakov. I stopped doing it. But I can go back to that, maybe. But I feel like the Ramban on Chumash would be fun. I'm doing Gemara with you. So, like, that's already... We're doing Ein Yaakov. We're doing Gemara. I feel like
have you considered doing Chok LeIsrael or Ma'am Loez?
I never learned either of those.
So
I don't know what those are. Like, I've heard of them, but I don't know, like, what's Chok... First, Ma'am Loez is an anthology, I thought. Isn't it?
It is, and it was translated. The reason Ma'am Loez is so popular, it was written. I forget who wrote Ma'am Loez, but he wrote it so that it could be read in shuls, and women and children would be able to understand it, and so it was something for a general public.
Right.
And then Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan translated it to English, and that's why it became such a huge thing. That's Ma'am Loez. Chok LeIsrael was, if I remember correctly, written by the Chidah, it's a luach of daily learning, right?
Oh.
So So the Torah portion is set up in there's 7 aliyahs each week. So Sunday is the first aliyah, Monday is the second aliyah. But then he has little portions of everything, including the Zohar, so that you learn a little bit of Torah, every kind of Torah every day.
Right.
And his point was, so Balabatim should also learn Torah.
Right.
I'm trying to think if there's anything.
But I'm a Litvak. I wanted to do the Ramban. I never gone to the Ramban before. I think that'd be so fun.
Well, I mean, you can do the Ramban. The thing with Ramban is it's actually a commentary on Rashi.
No, I know. I'd have to do the Rashis. I'd have to go through the Rashi and then go through the Ramban. That's what I would do.
Okay, so I mean, you're going to go through the Rashis and then the Ramban as well. You'll get one pasuk a week.
Correct. I would do one verse or something. Yeah, it wouldn't be a lot.
Okay, but if you're gonna do it, unless you're gonna do the luckiest verse the luckiest Ramban of every week, I mean, No,
I would do. If I would keep it weekly, I would do one Ramban on the Parsha, basically.
Okay, but would you go through and pick a Ramban, or would you?
This week is Parshas Bo, which is the most famous Ramban in the Torah. Is this week's Parsha?
Bo Paro?
The one about he explains why the world was created. I forgot what it's called. I think it says Brias, that the world was created for us to say Briascha Anachnu. I feel like it says something like that. It's the whole Ramban about.
Okay, I mean, if you're going to actually pick significant Rambans, that's mamish a real thing. But if you're just gonna open up the parsha like Ben and I have been doing, Ramban is not where you start.
Right. Yeah. By the way, you started that stream is at 10 p.m. How is it to watch that? It's late. Your Rashi stream.
It's only at 7 p.m. my time.
10 p.m. my time. I was literally, it was at 9:30 and I see it's coming out. I'm like, 10 p.m. What do they think I am? Wait.
We think you're a masmid. What? I mean, you're gonna sleep for 2 hours and then get up for Tikkun Chatzos?
That's true. That's a good calculation. You're right.
It's much easier. You stay up, you learn a little, Tikkun Chatzos, and then you go to bed.
You're right.
And then you get up for Vasikin.
Oh my God.
Tikkun Chatzot is the one example of a halacha in Shulchan Aruch that everyone feels comfortable saying, I'm not at that madrega.
Right.
Even the people who actually do it lie. And they say, I'm not at that madrega because you do it alone.
Right. Crazy. All right. See you next week.
No. Later, people. This was fun.
Thanks.
It's a special